Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. Approval of the agenda is presented.
Sure.
Thanks, Bruce. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Is there any additions anybody has? If not, we'll go into minutes. Council meeting minutes, November 21st. Any errors or omissions? Need a motion?
I'll make that.
Thanks, Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, special meeting, December 11th. Any errors or omissions? Motion, please.
I'll do that.
Thanks, Richard. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Special council meeting, December 14th. Any errors or omissions? Not. Motion.
I can.
Bruce, thank you. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Thanks. Excuse me. We have some delegations. We have Dem coming in at 9:30, Fitting at 10:30, then Real High is coming for lunch. So, Service Board.
They don't have to buy this year. I think Bill will do that.
Good reply.
I would like to wish Teddy and Phil Below Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thanks for tuning in.
Morning, James.
Hey, Jamie.
Morning.
Okay, we have James's report in front of you. Anybody have any questions or comments on it? Anything you need to add, Jamie?
No, it's pretty all encompassed in the document.
Okay. Well, if we got no questions, I just need a motion for approval.
spend on roadside mowing?
Well, we're gonna find out here right away.
Okay.
Last year was approximately $83,000 or $4,000, I believe, give or take, roughly.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, anything else in the report? Get a motion to approve it, please?
I can do that.
Thanks, Robin. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay. Do you want to have any discussion, Oscar, before we get into the roadside mowing then? Or not?
No, that's good. You answered it.
Okay. Okay, well, we have, it's up for contract, so what do you want to go again for another year or two, or what's your thoughts, council? Looks like it could be 77 to 85,000.
It's up slightly, but not a lot, right?
Well, we're just going up for contract. It's
No,
going to
from
go up for bid right
previous
now.
years.
Yeah, it's up. It's the prices on the back of the sheet there, the
Yeah.
bids that came in.
Yeah,
So yes, it's roughly $4.
okay. I'll make a motion that we take 12787 limited.
Okay. So do you want to do the 2 years, 1 year or 2 years?
2.
2 years? Okay.
Yeah, the contract, the way it's set up is the one's there, and then council has the option, and they make that decision in the fall and accept
Okay.
that.
Oh, okay.
1 then.
Well, you can accept it as is, and you still have the final say
see.
in the
Okay.
fall.
Okay, go with option 1 then. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried.
Just a reminder to let me know about the ASB conference,
I'm going.
if you guys are able to go or not.
Fine.
You can put me down as the goal.
James? I'm going.
Okay, thanks, Jamie. You have a good Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too, thanks.
Gentlemen, how are you doing this morning?
Good, good. How are you guys?
Good. Okay, Public Works, have your report. Any questions or comments?
Well, this weather we've had the last little while, the rain coming down, it's been a little tougher to cut off the road for some reason. The guys have been pouring the material to it. I think it's just the hours of sunshine we get and the radiant heat in that sun, but it has been a little tougher, so. But they've been working on it.
Are you still going?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Find the shadier spots in the road, it's a little tougher to work on. So.
Okay. Anybody else got any more comments? If not, could I get a motion, please?
Yeah.
Thanks, Oscar. All in favor? Opposed to any? Okay, safety. I see you found some golf carts.
We did, yeah. We recovered 3 out of the 4 that went missing at Riverdale. We got a call Sunday night, went and looked at them, confirmed they were ours, and then the crews got together and brought them back. Now they're getting looked after by the mechanics for any damage. So yeah, it's a bit of good news.
Where'd you find them at?
Just east of town. Just east of town in between Range Road 5152. They were up in an abandoned homestead.
Okay, anybody else have any other comments? I need a motion to approve it, please.
Bill.
Thanks, Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried. Sorry about that, Bill. I was waiting for a noise. Okay. RFD and gravel agreement.
Okay, so this is for our agreement just on the north side of Highway 14 across from the hamlet of Fabian. We did have a short discussion previously in November about this. I just didn't have the RFD presented at the time, so that's on me. So
Okay.
now I brought the RFD to the meeting.
Okay, motion.
I can do that.
Okay, thanks, Robin. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Engineering for 894.
Okay, there is a small correction on this RFD. It says Township Road 454. It should say 464. That was
462.
Or excuse me, 462. Thanks, Richie.
Okay.
To go along with the 12.8 kilometers.
12. I thought it was 8.
Okay. Do we
So
need
this will be for
to
the-
amend it? No, we just need a motion. Is it? Yeah, okay. Okay. So we need if this is what we need a motion to proceed with your request.
I'll do that.
Okay, thanks, Richard. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, carried.
What, Oscar?
Okay, construction map approval.
Okay, so this is, we reviewed this last month as well. There is one correction on this. LR2 and LR5, we need to switch those two LRs. So the Division 6 LR2 will go down to LR5, and the Division 5 and 3 LR5 will come up to LR2. It's just for ease of moving the equipment around. There's no sense going from one side of the MD back to the other.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But we did look at this last month as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So-
we'll amend the map as needed.
Yeah, yeah. Just need a motion to
I'll make that
approve as
motion.
amended. Any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. Okay, hard surface approval. This is cement, chip, fog seal, calcium, and cement stabilization map. Motion to approve it as presented, if this is what you folks want to do.
I'll make that, Bob.
Thanks, Mike. All in favor? Opposed to any? You okay?
Okay, and just
Okay, it's carried.
one thing just to mention is the oil isn't on this map. We're still working on that map. We'll bring it at a later date.
Okay. Okay, Green Shields Lagoon field testing. What are you doing
Okay.
right here?
We did discuss this last month as well. This is in correlation with the land spreading and the extra engineering required to test the sludge, come out to the field twice, and so on and so forth. So there will be some extra costs attached to that for the engineering.
Okay. Which wishes?
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Okay, thanks, Robin. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, thanks, carried. Okay, road closures. 3 Point Road, Range Road approaches.
These are the
Okay.
approaches. We received some letters with concerns with this action for removing those approaches in conjunction with the Alberta Transportation Highway 14 upgrade. We also did receive a number of petitions. However, technically, according to the Municipal Government Act, the petitions were insufficient, but council may want to consider the intent of the petitions, which the wording is in here for council's consideration.
Okay. What do you folks want to do? Can we look at it or take no action and move ahead as it's, we're going to continue to work with transportation on this matter?
Yeah, I agree. Work with transportation on it.
Okay. Any other considerations or thoughts?
Is transportation ever going to come down and meet with us to see what we want when they're doing any of this?
They've been working with administration, but we can certainly make a request for transportation to meet with council if that's council's wish.
Okay, because it'd be nice to know what approaches they are going to put in on the new, when they raise it up for us.
Okay, I believe they're going through that process right now with a review of all the approaches, not just in this area. So they'll review all of the existing approaches, and I believe they're going to make contact with the landowners. So we could mention to Alberta Transportation prior to them finalizing that design that council would
Yeah,
like to
you
meet.
guys want to meet with them?
Yeah, because we have two that you requested there, right? To go across up there, just east of the water.
In between the water and the residents?
Yeah. You have a straight through approach there, right?
You mean on the north side?
No, up by the top of the hill going east of the water,
West.
Porter Lake Road,
Is it west of the water or east of the water?
east of the
East of
water.
the water, west of the residents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there's an approach to going to the south there.
Yeah. It goes straight across the whole highway, like there's
Wow.
one joining each other on the
Are you going
highway.
to take that road out or not? You should make that decision.
Pardon?
Well, you're talking about taking that road, the south end of that road out, are you? But,
up farther.
yeah, I know, but you're still going to have, isn't it going to tie on to that existing road that goes south?
No.
this way?
No.
approach to get into the field.
Field access.
Oh, field access.
And they would kind of agree to it.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, well, no, we should probably meet with them and if you want to set something up, Kelly, whenever they're closer to it.
We will.
Okay,
We'll let you know.
okay, any other discussion?
Have they been notified their petition is wrong and under this section need all this stuff added? Will they be, can they amend their petition or no, to meet the MGA?
Once it's submitted, no.
No.
It'll have to start all over again.
But do they know it was,
This is the first reporting that, first I'd like to report that to council, and then we'll
Okay.
report it to the petitioners. But yeah, they will. We'll notify them.
Okay, anything else on this? Okay, moving forward. Buys and Run.
Okay, so this is an annual event that takes place, and it's on Canola Road, just off of Canola Road to Ascot Heights on Range Road 7, which is the walking trail road. So it's in conjunction with the town of Wainwright because they control a portion of that road. So if council is willing, we would close the road for that day on the 21st of 24. Have the waiver signs, the barricades up, and the insurance in place, and the buys and runners can Bison Run can take place next year.
I'll make a motion for number 1.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, of any? It's carried. Okay, upgraded facility system.
Yeah, so this is for in regards to the Riverdale and Arm Lake Clubhouse facilities. Just old equipment and hardware that's in place. Looking to upgrade the security system, have something like we have here at the office. Obviously, you're going to be purchasing some new hardware. Yeah, it's just an improved security system altogether. This doesn't include cameras, but we're going to bring that up here the next council meeting regarding cameras.
So with this new system, will it be uploaded to the cloud? So that they can't just take the hard drive or destroy the hard drive?
Yeah, like in for this, no one would have any access inside the clubhouse if they were to break in to take something. You know what I mean? Well, allegedly, like I think you're referring to the Arm Lake situation. That was cameras. So that was like a PVR box that was held all of the video footage. This has nothing to do with video or anything like that. It's just a basic security system.
Just sensors and more so than-
Sensors, motion detectors, door closure sensors, and also another flood monitor system for the mechanical room.
So if
Yeah.
we were to upgrade the cameras, this expenditure is already, this isn't,
This would be something separate. The cameras would be on a separate.
but will they go together? Will it be something that this isn't going to be any good for what we want going forward?
No, the cameras would be a whole different system altogether. So this would be just for the alarming and the monitoring, and then bringing forth a camera proposal will be something completely different. There'd be other companies involved with that. There's other options to get cameras on our own, set them up, monitor them ourselves, or we can go one step further and actually have them monitored by a third party. But all that information I'll bring up with, when I present the camera idea. This is strictly just to have the same security system that we have here right now in the administration office.
Okay.
So it'll come with individual passcodes, so I'll be able to have a monthly activity log. I'll be able to see who's arming, who's disarming. We'll be able to print out monthly reports, as the system that's in place right now currently doesn't offer that. Calling in and asking, well, what time was the system alarmed on, January 5th, 19, whatever. They don't have any recollection of that. They don't have any way of tracking that down, just because it's an older system altogether. Like we're talking at least 15 years old, right? So.
Do you need an agenda, Bill?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Can somebody get Billy an agenda? Just can run a package, run a pull package for him. Yeah, we can get. Okay, I got a question, and just because I don't understand the technology. Can you buy a system that is what you're talking about now with a camera integrated into it that will trigger an alarm?
Yeah, absolutely. You get a combination with the camera system and the door sensors with the motion detectors.
Is it better, worse? Is it more expensive?
Well, it'll be-
Like,
it'll-
I'm just thinking of, like, I'm trying to follow up where Robin was going. Is it, if we buy a package with everything, is it better than buying this package now and then a different camera package next week? Sort of, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So it's quite expensive, actually. I think I proposed it to you guys about 3 years ago with the whole camera package and everything like that, and it was quite expensive. With this, again, it's just
Yeah.
your normal monitoring.
It's the same as we got in the office.
It's the same as exact same we
Very-
have in the
okay.
office. Yeah, the Nero system is what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, cameras. I mean, there's different ways we can go about in that. We can purchase cameras ourselves.
Yeah, okay.
Have them hooked up to an app on our phones, and then it's just us monitoring them. Or again, we can
Yeah,
go to
okay.
a security detail and have
Okay.
them.
This
Okay.
isn't purchasing
Install.
the same thing that failed us last time.
No, this is a complete different
Yeah.
upgraded system.
Okay. What do you folks want to do?
I'll make the motion, we go with option one.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed of any? It's carried. Okay, anything else for you fine gentlemen? Well,
No, nothing for me.
you guys
Just like
have
to
a merry...
wish council a Merry Christmas and safe holiday.
Same to you too. As well.
Thank you.
Stay by your phone.
Okay, accounts. Anybody have any questions or anything on the accounts?
Well, just one, there was something about Christmas lights.
Kenny?
I don't want to say names, but there's an individual with Christmas lights on here. Just curious what those are for.
Who approved that?
Oh, it looks really good. I'm quite happy about it. Just wondering why our administration didn't pick that up, that's all.
We did.
Okay, any other questions that are burning? Burning questions. You'll move the accounts, thanks, Bill. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, financial statement is there for your perusal. Anybody have any comments on it they'd like to ask administration about? Motion to approve it as submitted by administration. Bruce, thank you. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, reserves. The reserves are there. Okay, audit plan and engagement information. Oh. Just a minute.
Yes, so we've received all of our funding from the summer, and all of the corresponding payments have been made. They're not reflected in this reserve statement, though, because that was in December.
Okay. Okay, audit plan engagement letter. So do we have to approve this, or is it just for information?
Just for information right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we need to approve, pass motion to use a 24 operating budget as the 24 interim budget. This is something we've started last year, I believe, right, Kelly?
Yes, we use the capital plan, operating plan,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'll do that, Bob.
Okay, thanks, Oscar. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried. Okay, moving right along here this morning. Status report. Anybody have any questions or comments on it? Just information then. Okay, I'm a rec board member. We need a motion to appoint a new member.
That me?
That would be you.
Okay, I don't have any.
Oh, sorry, Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's,
I'll make that
For
motion.
Mandy.
Yeah.
Mandy left go. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, do you guys just want to, maybe we should take a break till Bill gets his information. Let's,
You're pretty well over it, probably.
well,
Whatever you want
there's
to
a
do.
fair amount of stuff under that, so
Okay.
let's take 10 minutes. It's not fair to you. Back on again, okay. Welcome, Jonathan. As per normal, once a year, you come and give us an update on your activities, so we will turn it over to you.
Great, thank you. Pretty straightforward for the first couple of pages, folks. I tried to keep my report as brief as I could and just highlight some of the larger points and things that we've been working on in the agency. The preamble, scope and purpose just identifies what this report is for and why we do it. First of all, I'll report a state of the agency. The Regional Emergency Management Agency for the MD of Wainwright region currently consists of 70 members. This is a change of plus 6 members since my last report. What we've been able to do, one of the target positions that I've been going after, operations section chiefs. I've been successful in recruiting many of the fire service officers within the MD of Wainwright. So in the event that we do have something large, we have a larger pool of operations section chiefs that we can grab from if they're not engaged in operations on the ground. This is considerable, but I still have many positions which we are vacant and some that we do need a bit of bolstering on. So it's a living thing that I'm doing all the time, just recruiting people and trying to bring more people into the fold. Tabletop and functional exercises for 2024. So we were able to utilize some grant funding, and we have slated both the Emergency Social Services Tabletop and an operational hybrid exercise, both to take place in February of 2024. There was an additional exercise slated for 2024. This actually changed last week. We were going to be having a functional exercise to be compliant within the province of Alberta in regards to functional exercises. We have to do one every 4 years. However, us as an agency is taking the lead, and we're doing one every 2 with the intention that if somebody from the agency does miss an exercise, they will at least have an exercise every 4 years. Unfortunately, the consultant that we had contracted to do this exercise has taken a different position, and she's made it very clear that she will be unavailable to do the functional exercise. That being said, she will be doing our hybrid ECC exercise in February in a manner that will be compliant within the province of Alberta and the Alberta Emergency Management Agency in order for us to be compliant with a functional exercise. So we're essentially hitting the reset button, and we will be compliant for a minimum of 4 years. Additionally, the consultant has agreed to allow us to keep the intellectual property of these exercises. So that means after the fact, I should be able to, for anyone that did miss them, I will be able to conduct these exercises myself. And we won't have to hire somebody else to come in and do that. Any questions in regards to that?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I got, just wondering about what your exercise is gonna be.
They don't let me know either.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't let us know. The mentality behind it is that if they let us know what it's gonna be, then we can start preparing for it. And they want to throw something at us. It's based upon our region. It is specifically made for the MD of Wainwright, these exercises, so it uses real-time geography, logistics, things that we have within our employ. But they don't let me know either, because we hit the ground running like we would in a
Being a hybrid, does that mean a Zoom meeting, or why would
No,
it be
so
different than a function?
a tabletop exercise, and thank you for that question. The difference between just a straight tabletop exercise and a functional exercise is the tabletop is a lot more hand-holding. It's a lot of, this is what we've given you, this is what you would want to do, fill out the forms in regards to that. So with the hybrid, it's kind of a hybrid between that and a functional exercise where we're kind of on our own a bit more. So there will be a little bit of hand-holding, but not as much as we would see in just a straight tabletop exercise. Tabletop exercise as well, they do let us know in advance what to expect, so we can prepare a little bit more.
Are they being paid, is the consultant still being paid and we're only getting a hybrid instead of a functional?
They're being paid just for the hybrid, and the functional was an additional exercise. We were just meant to have initially an ECC tabletop exercise, which was a separate bill for that exercise alone. That being said, though, all of this is being paid for through a grant, which we were able to get extended, so there's no cost to the MD in that regard.
Okay.
All right. The development of the primary EOC, or ECC. One of the goals I'd set for myself in 2023 is the further development and evolution of both our primary operations center, or communication center, at the MD of Wainwright building, to be followed suit by a secondary EOC in the Village of Edgerton office. I'm happy to report the development of the primary EOC is nearing completion. We did budget for that this year. There were quite a few items based upon not only recommendations from municipal affairs, the AMA, as well as other emergency management agencies, things that we needed that will better help us moving forward. So these things have, working with administrative staff here, we've created an order for this, and we're ready to pull the trigger on getting all this stuff. That should complete our ECC for here. And then one of my goals I'll be putting towards myself in 2024 is to do the same thing in Edgerton at the secondary ECC. Any questions in regards to that? Okay. Incident Command System Training. In 2023, I delivered 2 ICS 100 courses, an orientation of both emergency social services and emergency operations, as well as an ICS 200 for MD of Wainwright Fire Departments. I have another ICS 200 scheduled for January 6th, 2024 for the MD of Wainwright Fire Departments. They will also be supplemental to this. There will be an ICS 300 offered to them as well. And I've reached out to my DDEMs throughout the agency in the different regions to canvass their members for what training is still required for their members. There still is, with turnover, people coming and going, there are people that still need an ICS 100 and 200. So I've canvassed all the regions and asked for the numbers and the people that we need, and we'll be scheduling those for Q4 or Q1 of 2024. Once again, since I was able to take the training in order to teach this, we can do this in-house and we do not have to hire an outside consultant. Any other questions? Any questions in regards to ICS training? Okay. Web-based EOC platform. So in consultation with the Emergency Advisory Committee, I was given permission to explore possible avenues for implementing a web-based emergency coordination center within the platform for our agency. After much exploration, the Advisory Committee has approved the implementation of such a platform, provided I can find funding for it through supplemental means. There is a fairly substantial startup cost as well as a yearly subscription. So what my goal is, I want to establish possibly a corporate partnership with industry that operates well within our area, to establish a partnership possibly of 5 years or so, at least, where this subscription fee as well as the startup costs are assumed by them. That's my hope. What this platform will allow us to do, it will greatly enhance our ability to conduct training. In the event of an actual disaster or emergency, we will need to bring people in from other agencies. That's just a fact. We will not be able to operate for an extended amount of time with the people that we have. It just won't work. So we would need to bring people in from other places. What this would allow is for them to be a plug and play. They can come in, sign in on a device, and essentially take the baton from the person that they're relieving. And the information is much more fluid, and it's completely customizable, so it will be for us and for our agency within the MD of Wainwright. Additionally, if there are people within the ECC, if we have an instance where it's just unsafe for them to be able to join us here, they can log in remotely and still conduct their duties remotely through a web-based platform. So I'm aggressively talking to industry. I've got kind of a hit list of people that I'm looking towards establishing a partnership for, and hopefully the next time we speak, this will be implemented. The number, I believe, the startup fee, I believe, was $8,200 Canadian with another $1,500 annually. I would have to double check. 10K to start up, yeah. And I would want within the contract, the presented quote, there was some wordage that I would want out. They left it very open-ended in regards to how pricing can fluctuate from year to year. So I want to firm that up, and I think that if I come at them and say, look, I've established a partnership for 5 years, and we want price freezing for 5 years, they might consider that. Anything that happens will be going through the advisory committee, and I'll have great minds trying to help me out with that too, so that'll help.
Okay.
All right. The development of the Emergency Social Services Division. I met with ESS Director Carrie Ackroyd earlier this year to explore possible partnerships and MOUs with various MD of Wainwright service groups and agencies in order to bolster this part of our division. So ESS, or Emergency Social Services, this is the side of the house that would deal with providing the necessities of life for those that would be affected by an emergency or disaster. We are very, well, we do have in our ESS plan, we do have a lot of listings in regards to who we can contact and resources we can get a hold of. We need to make more formal agreements with these agencies and public service groups in order to provide them with some training so they understand that they would be operating under us, to make sure that OH&S is abided by. Not like any other disaster or emergency. I fully expect that there would be spontaneous volunteerism, which is great, but we need to cover our bases in regards to keeping people safe during an emergency or disaster as well. Additionally, we need to protect ourselves to make sure that folks that would be coming out to help us are vetted and safe to do so. So I've reached out to quite a few of these groups already this year. I'll be doing a lot of meetings and hopefully an information night with these folks where we can get a few more people on board and get some MOUs signed where we can have public service groups formally joining our agency. Any questions? All right. And the Alberta Saskatchewan Incident Support Team. So earlier this year, the Emergency Advisory Committee met virtually with a member of the Alberta Saskatchewan Incident Support Team, or ASSIST, to speak to the mandate, purpose, and benefits of joining. So what ASSIST is it's an all hazards incident response team that operates, essentially, if you were to draw a divide pretty much from us to Saskatoon and then head north, it kind of consists of municipalities and agencies like ours, where in the event of something bad happening and they need people to join or people to come and help them, we can do that. Vice versa, if we ever need the people to come and help us, we can put out a call for help and they would send people to help us as well. It doesn't exclusively mean resources like yellow iron or fire trucks. Primarily what we would really need is staff to support the ECC and the ESS operations. So I'm just waiting to hear back from the various councils within the MD of Wainwright to see if we have approval to move forward with this. And this is a huge opportunity for us because there's a lot of courses and a lot of training and a lot of opportunities to network and grow as an agency just by joining these folks and learning from them. So I'm very excited to move forward with that. Any questions in regards to that? Supplemental to my report, when this report was made, this hadn't happened yet. Last Thursday, I met with various directors within the AEMA in Edmonton to discuss a few things regarding us possibly taking more of a leadership role with incident management. There's a lot of information that was given to me, which I'll be taking to my steering committee and advisory committee before we move forward with anything. However, I'm happy to report that I did our annual review and meet with our field officer, John Lamb, and I'm happy to bring back to the council that, and I'm quoting him, the MD of Wainwright and the way that we're moving and the growth that we're experiencing is setting a gold standard for a lot of municipalities in regards to emergency management. That says a lot about the folks that we have within our agency, and so I'd like to thank this council and all the staff that are involved within the agency. They're doing an outstanding job, and they're making my job a lot easier. So we are still compliant. I'm reviewing our regional emergency management plan that they have on file. There's a few updates that need to be made, but by and large, we are very compliant, and they're very happy with what we're doing here. So I just want to report that on to the council as well.
Okay.
So John, you talked about your tabletop exercise there. I don't know, and I didn't see anything in the front. Is the military base in Wainwright included on?
I extend invitations to the Canadian Armed Forces, and I will continue to do so. Where we are.
You won't continue to do so?
No, I will. I will continue.
Okay.
I will continue to reach out to them always. Where we run into a bit of a challenge is that the Canadian Armed Forces cannot provide preferential treatment to any municipality logistically. Just because we're right beside the base, they can't be part of our exercises just because we live close to each other. For the Canadian Armed Forces to be involved in emergency for us, we would have to go to a state of local emergency, then a provincial state of emergency, and then we would be having to ask for national help. I don't want to say anything that can be taken out of context, but the Canadian Armed Forces have proven repeatedly that when the call is made for them to come and help, they do so.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. They do come and help, so that's
Yes.
why I wondered why they
there's just the channels that we would have to go through to get to that level.
Yeah. But in an emergency, those channels aren't there.
In an emergency, they would probably be.
They're not
more
there.
in depth. Well, I get, like, it's very tough. It's very tough to outline exactly how that would work, like, for coming to tabletops. I will continue to invite them. A lot of times in the past, when I've seen the Canadian Armed Forces there, it depends on who's in charge, who's there at the moment. I have reached out, and I will continue to do so, to invite them to our exercises. But to paraphrase, they've said that they can't, and understandably so, not show preferential treatment to a municipality based on logistics.
Okay, any other questions?
I'm wording myself very carefully.
Yeah, no, that's fair, fair comment. Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, well, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate what you're doing for us, and you have yourself a Merry Christmas.
You as well, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to everyone as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's get back to the agenda. Okay. Okay, District 5 meeting in Bonneville.
Looking for council direction or approval to send council and a member of administration to Bonneville. That should be January 26, 2024. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
okay.
ASB on the 25th.
25th.
Do you want me to see if there's a virtual means to attend?
Well, yeah, I would say that there probably should be, but you can check that out.
Probably should be, but I can confirm it, but,
I mean, I'm willing to go.
yeah.
Okay.
It would be an early morning, because it starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So you probably want to be there at 8:30, and that's probably a good 2.5 hour trip, so you're looking at leaving at 6 a.m. from Wainwright.
So be
Is
it.
there anything on the 25th in New Bedford, or is that a travel day?
I feel like it's a travel day, but I don't know. I just have returning from Lethbridge.
Okay.
Well, if you want to go to this, we need a motion, regardless of what else is going on.
I can
Okay,
make
thanks,
one.
Bill. All in favor?
Yep.
Opposed of any? It's carried. 4-H request. I got a letter from
Jace LaRouche.
Jace LaRouche, and he said I'd forward it to council.
I'll give him $600.
Okay?
Are they asking for that? I didn't think.
No, they only asked for $450, but his motion, last year they gave him $600. That's the motion.
Yes, that is the
So
motion.
you can
I'm
vote it
not
forward or
arguing
vote it
with
down, I
that.
don't care what you do with it.
Yeah.
Is that option 2, Oscar?
Yeah.
Option 2?
Yeah. Option, he's went with option
He went with option 2, yeah.
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 So,
I support you on this one, Oscar.
okay. All in favor of option 2, up to $600. Opposed? That's carried. Okay, EPR registration.
I'm just going to get James to join us for this.
Mm-hmm. 10:30. But Mike was supposed to be here at 10. Oh, he's here now? Well, we'll finish up this then. Go for coffee again. As soon as Kelly and James get the EPR figured out. Jamie,
Yes.
tell us about EPR.
Well, I was gonna.
Or Mike, or Neil can tell us, somebody can tell us.
Yeah, James is here. He's representing a different side, but from the MD's side, the EPR program would be relevant to our Denwood Recycle location. There's 187 units that put out blue bag recycling, and that program would cover that. It's a monthly cost of $1,215.50, and as the RFD states, part of the program, of the Extended Producer Responsibility Program, is to move that cost away from municipalities. It's in partnership with Alberta Recycling. What we're kind of wondering is if council will allow us to register for the program. We would then begin conversations with the specialists. They'll start working with us and our contractor, existing contractor, who does service this. And then at that time, we would then take the final information to council for approval if it makes sense to council at that time. But we can't get to the final step unless we register. If we do register, we can still back out after the fact.
Jamie, anything you want to add?
Nope, from the municipal side, this was coming for a little backup. As you guys are aware, the landfill has already registered
Yeah.
as a processor slash user. And it's gonna have those discussions to see if it's viable as well, if things have dropped off. So this component is the municipal.
Yeah, they work hand in hand. Okay, you've heard the discussion. What's your wishes?
This wasn't part of the program to start with. This is
No.
new.
It's brand new. Alberta just went to EPR. It's the last province to go that way.
So who pays the amount? I missed that part.
So right
Yeah.
now, we pay for the blue bag recycling at Denwood, and
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
Alberta Recycling, when it transfers over there, that will be the provincial
Yeah.
mechanism,
The-
and how they're going to work through that internally, I'm not
It-
necessarily
okay,
sure,
they-
but
So it's the producers, the ones
Yeah.
that produce the product.
Is gonna pay.
Towards the recycling.
Yeah.
So it's an end life.
Yeah, the manufacturer's gonna pay for it. Instead of the municipalities paying for it, the manufacturers, whoever manufactures, they pay for the recycling, and that'll be added, the price of that will be added in the cost
So
of
the
whatever you buy.
Farmer's cost, yeah.
But it'll be embedded in that price. Same as your jugs, Billy.
Yep.
It's a federal initiative.
Yeah. So, but we can't go through it if we don't register, we can't get the information.
Yeah.
So,
So what do you need, a motion
I'll
to
make a
register?
motion we register for the program.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what we need.
That's what we're looking for.
Okay, so did you move that, Robin?
Yes, please.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Neil. Okay, RMA conference, we need a motion to attend.
This is in Edmonton still, yes?
Billy?
Thanks, Bill.
It is in Edmonton, yes.
Yep. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, we need to change the meeting date as well. Do something different. Um, 18th to 20th. So do you want to move it to the 21st or the 22nd? Thursday or Friday? Or do you want Friday? What do you guys want?
Thursday's fine.
Thursday's fine? Okay, need a motion to move it to March 21st.
I'll make that.
Okay, thanks, Richard. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, laptops. It's an RFP to get some more laptop, to change laptops out for councils. I was going to make a suggestion, but based on what I see around the table this morning, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to move ahead with it, we'll need a motion to approve updating our laptops.
Why does it cost so much? I just,
So that 8,620 bill would include 8 laptops, and it would include not just the laptop, but also Microsoft 365 software. So it's not just the laptop, it's all the extras and the
sorry,
programs you
yeah.
need to add
Yeah,
to it.
why, I guess I wasn't reading. I read it wrong. I thought you were talking for each.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that-
No, that's a reasonable, so then I'm gonna ask you then, are the laptops reasonable.
So
Because these ones I've had nothing but trouble
Yeah.
with day one, so.
How old are these?
Yeah, so since 2020. But the laptop we're pricing is the exact one you see here, Bill, that we all use in our office. We use
Yeah.
it as our primary computer every day. We have had them going, I don't know, 2-3 years, and we did have challenges with 2 of them where the keyboard went, but the warranty came and they changed the keyboard relatively smoothly, and they haven't had a problem since. But I mean, I use it every day for 6-7 hours a day, so hasn't given me much problems. So, yeah.
Okay, because I see some councils they have an iPad too. I don't know if that's an option or not, but.
I mean, when it comes to that, whatever council wants, we would obviously.
Well, as long as you're happy with that, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Are we gonna sell the old ones, or do we care? Are they garbage? Are they garbage?
They go to the electronic recycling at the landfill. That's where mine's going.
We would probably refurbish the.
I'll make a
old ones
motion, we go ahead with the 8 of them.
Sell them.
okay. Okay, we got a motion. Any further discussion? Robin, anything else?
No.
Anybody? Okay, all in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, D&D cancellation request.
Under,
nine-
yeah,
99
under
year
section 347, fairly common that the assessment branch from the D&D gets back to us with a cancellation. It's a fairly small amount compared to what we get from them.
Okay.
Where do they get that? Where do they get
They'll
that
do,
figure
they'll
from?
do, they have their own assessors that review the buildings, and most of these I'm suspecting are from demolitions that weren't caught, and they're adding them on now.
Oh, okay. Well, don't we assess out there as well?
We do, yeah, and this is their assessor looking and reviewing the numbers.
They do them both. We do it and they do it.
Do they go
And-
back and forth? I mean, they look like they're getting the last say and then coming back with a tax
They do,
calculation.
they go back and forth and
Okay.
do the negotiations.
That's all I
yeah.
was wondering,
This
yeah.
is the number they came up with, yeah.
Perfect. Couldn't be
Yeah.
any better. I'll make a motion then
Okay,
that we cancel the balance.
alrighty. All in favor? Opposed, any, it's carried. Okay, contacts and bulletins are there for your perusal, so we have our guest for coffee time, so let's take a break till 10:30. Okay, call the meeting back to order. And we'd like to welcome our folks from Finning. I'm sure you're as happy to be here as we are to have you here.
Of course we are.
Perfect. That's what that's what I wanted to hear. But anyways, as you know, we've had some concerns with our scrapers. So we've had a lot of downtime, and we're just not really happy spending, those kind of dollars and having that much downtime. So I think that the council kind of wanted to have a chat with you folks and see if there's anything Finning is willing to do to help us somewhere along the line, do something to compensate us for as much downtime as we had. But I know Preston will probably have some numbers and stuff of that we've had. So kind of turn it over to you folks and see what we can come up with.
Well, welcome. Thanks for having us. It's always nice to have an opportunity to talk to the people who make the decisions
Yep,
at the top of the food chain. So appreciate you having us here. I'm Grant Dykstra, and this is Rob Stewart, the machine salesman in Finning, and Rob is the product support after sales guy. So he looks after a lot of the communication with Mac and Chad. Those are your two field fellas, field technicians who come in and service your machines on a regular basis. So to begin with, I guess what does it look like to have a successful visit with you guys here today? And I think we'd like to agree on some things and come to some basis of agreement on what the year has been like. And so with that in mind, I just kind of wanted to lay the groundwork for where we are at this year. And to begin with, just to lay the groundwork there, the scrapers they're the 100th machines that we sell. They have 2 engines in them, and they move material faster and better than any machine that we sell. But the price of that is that they go through parts more than any other machine that we sell as well. So Caterpillar likes to make them and sell parts afterwards. Keeping that in mind. Can you guys, is this thing staying on?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So that's the machine. A lot of consumable parts, the rough environment that it's in. It, like I said, it moves dirt faster, better, quicker, stronger than any other machine that we have. The warranty from CAT is, on the government side, highly supported by Finning, and I think we do a fantastic job in supporting the machines. And the 2 field guys you have are arguably 2 of our best. And if I get the opportunity, I'd like to go through some of the situations that we've been in this summer to discuss the kind of a commitment that they've made to Wainwright and the work that they've done. So they're exceptional guys. They do a great job diagnosing, repairing, limping machines through, keeping them running. So when we get to the downtime, what I did was I took a look at the work orders in our system over the course of the summer. You guys have 4 machines, and you've had all 4 of them for 4 summers. There's 2 of them you had briefly for the fall of 19. You put a couple hundred hours on them. And then I took a look at our runtime in VisionLink, which is what we use to track productivity, fuel burn, that sort of thing with our machines. And so with that in mind, just looking at the numbers, just going to pull this up here. Hopefully I have my internet connection set up. Bear with me. I think I'm connected.
So these machines you got here with the two engines on, have you got two separate DEF systems or one DEF system?
That's correct. Two,
You have two separate DEF systems?
yeah, one on each engine. That's correct.
And are you having trouble with the DEF? Is that one of the issues?
I don't think we've had any issues with your guys' machines.
I thought we did, Press.
We had a problem with two
Yeah.
that went to the debt system that melted.
Melted, yeah.
It was part of the problem.
So you've had the machines for 4 years. Sorry, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. The average over the course of the 4 summers per machine is 1,306 hours per year. The average this year across for the 4 machines is 1,458 hours. So it's actually, based on my numbers, and everything I lay out here is based on the research I've done, and if you can correct me if I'm wrong, please do. So the hours this year averaged 1,458 across all 4 machines, which is the highest average hours across the 4 years that you've had all 4. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, they're working a lot. Yeah, you're working them hard, for sure. You're getting a lot of time out of them. So, you know, with your permission, if you'd like me to, do you guys have any questions so far?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So just working through some of these machines, I went through all of the work orders and just reviewed them, and what I found characteristically, that Chad and Mac are typically out here and within 24 to 48 hours to diagnose and repair the machines. And I have the detail here on any of the machines that you guys had. 387, there was a DEF pump phoned in on Friday, June 2nd. Chad comes out Wednesday, June 7th, has the machine back up and running for Thursday. September 1st, which was a Friday before the long weekend, there's a blower motor. Chad showed up on OT on September 2nd, Saturday. And I can go through each one if you want, but it's a little boring.
No, I think we just want to get to where the, like on Preston, how many hours did we see machines down that you, on the job?
So, like for our number 1 and number 2 scrapers, we had approximately 140 hours on each one, approximately. Nothing really in the consecutive. Number 4, we did have a consecutive downtime on that for approximately 9 days. But the biggest concern we had was our number 3 scraper, which we was down from approximately August 25th through to October 10th. And that's a very long time for one machine to be sitting. And I think that's the concern we have.
Yeah.
It's not, we have no arguments with the service from Finning. It is very much top end. And I think this is, I don't even believe this is not even a Finning situation. This is a Caterpillar, because it's the part that we needed for the scraper that Caterpillar couldn't supply. And it's not Finning's responsibility to supply it, it's Caterpillar's, and we recognize that, but that's a long time for one machine to be sitting down. We also had number 4 go down at the exact same time as this number 3 went down. We were waiting for a cylinder on it. Number 4 was down for approximately 9 days. I think we potentially worked with Rob on that. We got permission to take a cylinder off number 3 and then put it on number 4 to get it back up and running again. That cylinder also took a very long time to come, but that machine was already consequently down. Otherwise, if we didn't get that permission, we would have had 2 machines down for a lot longer period. So, I mean, we were happy that Finning worked with us on that and got that machine running, but the concern is, and from our side of it, and the construction side, is that long period for one machine to be sitting. It just seems unreasonable, in my words.
Yeah, no, that's the discussion we want to have, is that one machine that was down for,
Okay.
for that long. Like,
You bet.
nobody's, I mean, not arguing like the service. I mean, we get good service. The machines, when they're working, they work well. There's no doubt about it. They do move a lot of material, but when you get one machine that's down for that long,
Yeah.
you know, like you know, that cuts our capacity 25%. And, you know, if it's a good summer, we got a lot of work done, but still lose 25% of capacity for that length of time is, we just want to know if there's anything that you guys can do about it, or, I mean, we also understand that things are out of your control, like you don't build them, you're just, but the other side of it is, you're the people we talk to.
Right.
Like, we don't go to Caterpillar, we come to you folks, and then you take our message back to Caterpillar, and, you know, that's, you know, we're not here to beat up on anybody, we just want to know if there's something we can resolve that issue
Yeah.
of that one machine downtime.
Right. Just to lay that one out, that one went down on August 25th, and you're right, Preston, that was down, and it was the clean air emission module, the NOx part of it failed, and why it failed is we're uncertain, but it did fail. That machine, just so you know, that part, there's only been 3 failures of that part at Caterpillar. So it's not a part, the part itself is worth about $25,000 at a governmental pricing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can understand why we wouldn't stock that part if there's only been 3 in Caterpillar fail. And I think that probably contributed to getting that part replaced. Caterpillar wanted to go through, and Chad worked with CAT to get to the root of the issue, to make sure that was the root cause
Okay.
before they replaced that part, because they haven't had many fail. I think it's 0.11% of all of them. So that contributed to the failure to get the part quickly. The two pieces of the diagnosing of it. Disagree with me if you want, Rob, or correct me.
No, you're absolutely right, yeah.
But the diagnosing it to make sure that we were replacing the part that was necessary to replace, and then getting the part was an issue. In the meantime, you're right, we did absorb the cost of robbing and replacing one from another one of your units, and putting it on, I guess it would be unit number 4, is that right?
Yeah.
So we did have Chad come or Mac come and take that cylinder off while that machine was sitting, and putting it on number 4, so that number 4 wasn't sitting and it was working. So we do appreciate the fact that you were down for that period of time. But again, we did everything in our power to keep you guys up and running and working. So as far as compensation for downtime, we, on the greater side of our business, because it's so important to keep our roads clear, we support that tremendously. We send out replacement graders, and when we don't, we send out checks for you guys to rent graders.
Yeah.
So, but on the scraper side, just because of the nature of the machine, and it's not quite as urgent as a grader, arguably. It's not going to prevent an ambulance from getting to your house, or a fire engine getting to your house in the case of a fire. So we don't get involved in downtime on scrapers. I mean, we can, one of the things that we can do is we can extend an invitation for a couple of your staff members to come to the factory. A totally different lane, totally different switch in gears, but it's something that's in my power to do. You know, I can go back to CAT and say, hey, this is a problem, but I'm not convinced that I'll have as much traction as I'd like to have going back to CAT. Rob, you can speak to that too.
Yeah, I know for a lot of the jobs that we've stepped in and helped up. For instance, the one where we're swapping out parts to keep number 4 going. You know, CAT came back and said that's not warranty because it didn't fail. So those charges we've, like Grant said, absorbed. We make sure you guys don't see those bills. I know we had some freight charges for those service letters. We did. We ate quite a bit of the freight on those ones as well, to kind of understandable. You guys are taking 4 new scrapers and you want to keep the relationship a positive one, and so we want those kind of bills we've taken on ourselves.
So going back to this problem with that scraper then, so is it a problem diagnosing it first and then another problem getting the part? Or what took the biggest length of time
It
in
was-
that downtime?
That one wasn't, it wasn't diagnosing it. Well, they wanted to make sure 100% what they were looking at, but it was getting the part. When we first tried to order it, there was no ship date from Caterpillar available at all. So, and that was going through Cat buyers until we finally got a ship date on it. But that was the largest holdup, was waiting just on that one.
So did this
And just-
$25,000 piece, did Caterpillar have that part somewhere in their system?
They did, and just to be clear, that machine was actually, that part was ready to go on September 21st. That machine was actually ready to go on the 21st of September. The delay from the 21st to October 10th was because it was missing the cylinder, and that had to come in to get rebuilt. So that time period.
Okay, that changes it, yeah.
Yeah, so the time period to get the clean emission module portion was August 25th to September 21st. And then the cylinder failed around the 11th or 12th of September.
So what happened to that cylinder? Did it bend, or was there O-rings gone? Was it leaking? What happened to it?
That I don't know. It came in to get rebuilt and then come out to get replaced. The bowl was bouncing and the cylinder had failed, so I didn't go that deep into it to find out exactly what the failure was. Only that it had to come into town and get rebuilt.
So after we switched the cylinder out, get the other machine running, the part come in, but then we couldn't, for the emission system, but you couldn't get it going because you're still waiting for the cylinder to be rebuilt?
Correct.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Downtime days stayed the same, though.
Oh, yeah, downtime's the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still down. So that cylinder, was that an in-house thing in Edmonton that you did, or with you guys, or did it have to go back to?
Jerdel. We sourced it to Jerdel.
But it didn't have to go back to?
No.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess, okay, now, at least now we know why what happened, and I think that was the concern of council, is that, you know, why the delay, but I guess, and I mean, $25,000 is a big bill. I can understand Caterpillar not wanting to have a bunch of them themselves, but so is $1 million.
Yeah, you bet.
You know, when you start looking at, you know, even though it's only one, it's just that if that part was available from Caterpillar, it would have been, you know, nice to get it out here as quick as they could, and maybe it was freighted out as quick as possible, but, I mean, I can understand the diagnostic to make sure you're sending the right part, but.
So what's the chance of sending the cylinder then from Cap? A new cylinder, instead of rebuilding it? Would that, I mean, you gotta look at ways here. I know I farm, but if I had a combine and it's broke down, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't wait till October to get it fixed. It'd be fixed the next day. If I had to
Right.
fly it and get a part somewhere.
Yeah, you
That's what
bet.
I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And it's not worth 1.8 million, so
Although they're getting there.
well, they may be getting there, but.
Yeah.
You guys don't have no spare ukes, whether they're the same type of uke or not, that you could lend out for 30 days?
Well, that's possible. mean,
I
these-
would
these are
rather take that than
possibilities.
your trip to the factory, because I really didn't like that comment that you could solve this problem by taking two of us to the factory. That's not what we were here for.
No, that's fair enough.
So do you guys have a scraper in your rental fleet?
We did look at that option, and we didn't.
You don't have one?
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
Well, you would have once we trade these two in.
Okay, well, any more comments?
If you want to switch gears, do you have any update on the new units coming in? And just kind of a recommendation for 2025 if we're looking at purchasing again, what we're kind of looking at for timelines, Grant?
Right, yeah. The two machines are, the one machine is scheduled to arrive in January, so it'll be prepped for March. And then the second machine is tight to prep for March, but it might be April. So depending on boats, that's our biggest challenge these days, is you know, how quickly they get here once they're built. So as far as
where are the scrapers built at?
those, Actually, you know what? I'm thinking graders. Graders are built in Brazil. The scrapers are built in Peoria, I believe.
Okay.
So not an issue. But either way, we should have both machines delivered to you by April.
Okay.
First one should be in March. I'm trying to get both of them in March.
Yeah.
If I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Give Preston and his crew a chance to prep them and get them into the dirt right away.
Yeah.
As far as next year goes, we're probably, a safe bet would be 12 months. Have them ordered and on the way if you're thinking about ordering 2 more.
Yeah, we were looking at that for 25 purchase.
Yeah.
Preston? 25. We were looking at 25. June 25. Yeah.
That's correct. That's part of our planning going forward. So I guess for 25 orders, we're looking same timeline. Is it 9 months? Is it 12 months? What are we looking at, Grant?
Yeah, 12 months. If just to be comfortable, to make everybody comfortable, I think 12 months would be reasonable.
Okay. Well, has anybody got anything else for these gentlemen? More questions? Okay, well, we appreciate you coming down and explaining it.
You bet.
Makes me know what happened.
Yeah, and our apologies. We never want you guys to be down.
Yeah.
We
Well,
want you to be
we can understand
moving
that,
dirt,
but-
so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we do have a good working relationship, and we want to maintain that. So,
Yeah.
we do
Thank you.
count on those scrapers pretty heavily. Okay.
If we could have that discussion, Bruce.
We're having it right now.
Where I don't have the authority to make that decision.
Well, maybe that's an option. We can take that back to who does have that authority.
Where would you like the scraper to be working?
Don't worry, we got work for it.
Yeah, you
My
bet.
area is just fine.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. That's something I can take back.
Yeah, that's
for
good.
sure.
Good
Yeah,
call.
you bet.
Okay.
All right, thanks for
Thanks,
having
guys.
us, you guys.
Have a good Christmas, and we'll.
You guys too.
Before you leave, on the trade-ins, we could probably keep the one for a month and make up for the lost time.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, sorry, Bruce, I didn't hear you.
Turn up the hearing aid.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Preston.
If you want, we'll just clean the windows on the one. You gonna go that way? Keep it here for you. Yeah, we can. Okay.
Alrighty. Back to the agenda.
See if you can keep that one for a month. Okay.
You're limping on the bed, you know what happened?
See you, gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, waste collection agreement.
Okay, so one of our partners to the waste collection contract would prefer to use the September CPI for changes for the following year instead of October. So the contract says October. So in order to do that, to support our partners, we would have to amend the agreement, and attached is, actually I have the amendment. It's just very simple. It just states exactly that, to use September instead of October.
So what's the benefit of using changes there?
The benefit is that timing for our partners, as far as the October doesn't come out till the end of November or close to the end of November, and they prefer to adjust their rates that they charge back to their ratepayers. So they don't have time to pass the necessary bylaws, or it's pretty tight timelines for them, and as far as advertising, so September would work better for them.
Make that motion.
So Bill makes
Their
the motion.
amendment to the original agreement.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mel. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, the Director of Development Services. Hi, how you doing? Okay, we have Dana's report in front of you. Any questions or comments?
Have things picked up?
No, I would say it was a pretty average month, but I'm anticipating in January that it will be quite busy. I would say there was a really high number of well abandonments that came across my desk, however.
I would like to see
What's that?
Oh, my report. Do you want me to read through it? Oh.
Okay, does anybody have any other questions or comments?
It was good. It was nice to see that we're ahead of the game. So we actually have our approvals in place right up until 2025. In case there's any extra ones, it shouldn't take us long to process because we're ahead of the game on all the other proposed road work.
Good.
Okay, motion to approve the report. I will. Oh, Richard. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, have a good Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too.
Okay, motion to approve the pay sheets. Bruce? All in favor? Carried. Okay, reports, seed cleaning plant, we got our scale up and running, we're cleaning. We went through the certification with the Ag Service Board. Their numbers weren't as quite as high as we'd like, but I think a lot of it was to do with our new manager just not quite having a grasp on some of the cleaning. It wasn't the cleaning issues, it was around the cleaners maybe weren't as clean as they should be. And so he is meeting with James and Shelby, and they're gonna go over with them and show them you know, what needs to be done and stuff. And another thing that caused us some point was this is the first time we've ever checked the treater, because the weather was conducive to checking the treater. So those treaters are really hard to clean out. So we lost some points just because it wasn't seed in it; it was just treat in it. But that was docking to points. So we got to come up with a better way of cleaning that treater. But they're up and running. New scale's working well, and so they're back and cleaning again. So good. Any questions anybody have? Okay, Edgerton.
I attended the meeting on Bill's behalf, and there was 11,300. The AGM and the regular meeting and the organization. I thought it was a good meeting.
Okay. Alrighty, FCS.
We had our Christmas party was just a few days ago, and we had an organizational meeting, and I can't think of anything that jumped out other than special projects. They're doing cherry yoga with Prairie Rose people, and yeah, business as usual.
And we attended the FCSS conference in Edmonton too. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess that was, yeah, I thought so. During Black Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, foundation.
The Battle River Lodge
Yeah.
Foundation. Had our meeting last night. Our numbers are currently up, which is great news. We did wage review and negotiations, a 4% increase. We're in the middle of an administration review. Right, Oscar?
You're right, we're at 88 right now, and we're expected to be at 91 January 1st. We have 10 people moving in. We got 3 of the new shower systems in, and 4 of them just getting put in. And our rooms are rented out as soon as they're done.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, landfill. things are going well. Just we approved the extended responsibility, the same as we did here. We had get a contract for scrap metals. We're looking to recycle scrap metals. We're renewing the contract. And on used oil, from October 23rd to November 22nd, 416 liters of used oil, and then 15 large bags of oil containers, and we got a third of a barrel of filters. So it's starting to come in. It's starting to come in pretty good. So
What are you guys gonna do with the oil?
it's picked up by a company in Lloyd Ministry.
What's the end result?
They recycle it. It's recycled. That's what there's a company at Lloyd picks them up and they pick up all over and then they ship it to the city and it's recycled. And if you go into some stores, you'll see oil, motor oil that's on a shelf and it's in a gray colored container. And if you read it, it's recycled. So they reuse it, clean it up and reuse it. So you're welcome. Anything else, Robin, you want to add?
No?
Okay. Okay, 911.
We had our organizational meeting. I'm still the secretary. Due to the cost of some equipment that we have to buy, we're going to be raising per capita by 50 cents.
Okay.
They need a new style recorder and, of course, the software that goes with it, so it's fairly expensive. So they want to get ahead of it before this new, what is it, third generation comes in. So other than that, things are quiet.
Okay. Any questions? Foundation. Bill?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Just spinning my mic on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a couple of things. We had new doctor welcome there at the golf course, and we welcomed Dr. Sharkaway to the fold of the doctors that we have. It was well attended. We've got tickets are now available for the gala on April 20th, and we're raising funds for what we call the greatest needs for the hospital. So, and I also have tickets for the diamond necklace, and that diamond necklace is designed and donated solely by Wainwright Credit Jewelers. So. And that's about all I have.
What day was your gala, Bill? 21?
April 20th.
20th?
April 20th, yeah. And actually, well, we're expecting to be sold out again this year. We're sold out last couple of years in a row, and we've already selling lots of tables. So, if anybody wants table, gotta get it quick, or tickets. Right, Mike? I think you missed last year because of that. Yeah. Or maybe and the year before too. Now I think about it. Yeah.
You said greatest needs.
What's that? Sorry, Bruce.
What's on their list for what they're going to buy?
There is, I can't remember the name of the piece of equipment, Bruce, but it's an addition to the laparoscopic tower that allows you more clarity when you're doing that kind of work. And I think there's also a machine there now too. So when you, I think they were looking at that when you're administering anything intravenous, that there is a machine that finds the vein quicker than.
They're listed in your ticket. There's two
Yeah,
scope
yeah.
attachments, and it's listed in your.
Well, thank you, Robin. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what that machine is called, but.
Scopy something.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Northern Lights?
Northern Lights met November 24th. They did an extensive policy revision. A plan of service committee was for development, and that goes back to the government to make sure they're doing that type of thing properly. Cybersecurity for insurance purposes was a big issue. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Wainwright Economic Development?
did go to the luncheon that was put on, there's a guest speaker, and that was about 3 weeks ago, but we actually haven't had a meeting since then.
Okay. Anything else in reports? Got a motion to approve them, please? Moved by Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, got in cameras. Commissioner? Okay, motion to go in camera, please?
Yeah.
Moved by Oscar. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, okay, we need a motion to come out of camera. Made by Mike. All in favor? Missing two guys, but they'll catch up. Carried. Okay, I need a motion to for a scope change on the Fabian.
Greenshields.
Greenshield Lagoon project.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Carried. Okay. Is that it? Well, where's our other? Yeah? Yeah, that was, everybody voted for it. Well. Well. We're gonna be adjourned here pretty soon. Where'd they go? Maybe they're gone home. Okay, well, we just need a motion to adjourn once gets everybody back here. Okay. Okay, that's it. Everybody have a Merry Christmas.